Hi, I'm Jim and this is Jim's Fix-It Shop, and I had another company send me a tool to review. I'm guessing this is pronounced OIIWAK. OIIWAK. What do you think? But I have done a review on other endoscopes. One other one, I think. Maybe that's why they contacted me. It came in this box inside of another box from Amazon. And I am assuming this is a Chinese company. This company is a little bit different. There's something in my eye. I told them, okay, when I get done with the video, I always give this stuff away. That way people know I'm not doing this to get free tools. Lord knows I've got enough tools. There's nothing I really need. I ended up buying one of these, and the company sent me a better one to do a review on. I'll be giving that one away at some point. But what they told me after I sent them the email and told them I always give this stuff away, they'll say, I'll tell you what, when you pick your winner, send us their name and address, and we will ship them one of these for free. That way you can keep one. Well, we'll see if they hold true to their word or if I have to ship this out. There's a few things it's a really nice case. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like cloth, but it's rigid. I don't know what it's made out of. But it comes with some attachments here and your charging cord. And you can charge this with any phone charger, as long as it's not over, let me make sure, I believe it's 5 volt, somewhere in here it says charging, 5 volt 2 amp charger, which is most phone chargers. This is a 5, like I can read this. This is a 5 volt 1 amp, so it's going to take a little longer to charge. It says it takes 3 hours to charge with a 5 volt 2 amp charger. This is just from an old phone. I just keep it right in the box with the endoscope. Pretty simple directions. And you get a couple attachments here that goes on the end of your camera. One is a hook. I can hold this so you can actually see it without my big finger in the way. It's a hook that screws on to the end of the camera. Yes, there's actually threads in there. And this is a magnet that goes on to the end of the camera. And it's smaller than the camera view, so you can see around it to see where you're going to pick something up. And it's pretty powerful. It'll grip onto this Allen wrench to pluck something out of a drain, or the hook to get something out of the drain, like one of your kids' toys or ring. And it comes with a USB charging cable. This particular one does unplug the cable. And this one comes with 50 feet of cable with the camera in the end. Now, I don't use 50 feet for the major part of what I use these for. The one I bought had a much shorter wire, and I just look inside of engines. And I don't know if I still have pictures on here. You have an off-on switch on the side, a card, and it comes with a pop this thing out of here somehow. I think they said this is a 32 gigabyte card. That's unusually large for something like this. And of course it only goes in one way and it snaps in there. Most of them I've been looking at online only has an 8 gigabyte. 32, that's a lot of memory for a device like this. And then you have your off-on switch, and you have a switch here that rotates for your camera LED lights. And down the end of this cable, which is very helpful, it shows which way. It's got an arrow on the front, and that faces towards you as you're plugging it in if the box is facing you. And they also have a line drawn on here, so you know you have it in all the way. I put this in once, and it felt like it snapped in, but I don't know if you can see this. It had another 1/4 inch to go before it actually made contact. I thought I broke it. We'll turn this thing on. I don't know if I have anything on here or not. I thought I took some pictures. The thing is, it comes right on. Typically, from what I've noticed, when you turn it on, both cameras come on. Turn the light on, maybe it'll help you see the cameras on. Here's a light on the front and a light on the side camera. This first button, I don't know if you can, you'll be able to see what the buttons say or not. Let me wiggle you over here. The first button is just a back arrow. If you push that down and hold it, a prompt will pop up and you can change from both cameras to front-facing camera. Push and hold it again. This is the side-facing camera. Push it again, and it goes to both. And it even has to help you figure out what you're looking at. If you're like inside of an engine, it has an S and an F on it for front and side. Now we'll go back to just the front camera. Now, I don't know if I have any pictures. Well, I do have some pictures in here. I don't know if how well you're going to be able to see them. Maybe, let's see if it works if I unplug the camera. Yes, cool. There's the first picture I took. Now maybe I can look at my camera and see what I'm looking at here. This is one of the pictures inside of an engine. This is what I typically use these for. I do small engine repair and lawnmower and snowblower repair. That is a picture. Trying to figure out what that picture was. That was as I was going into the engine. And there's the first one. Now why I use this, now we're going to go back with a little back arrow, and we're going to go to the first box. I don't know if you can see the color change. Yeah, I guess you can. Now we're in the mode right now for taking pictures. Plug the camera in. I hope I didn't mess this up, so I have to turn it off, turn it back on again. Okay, here's the little camera back here. We'll see if you can keep watching. The first box is highlighted. That's pictures. So you click this OK button, and you can see very fast it flashes. What does it say? I forgot. Oh, take photo. Now you can go with this arrow and jump to the next box. That's video. So you hit OK, and you can see the counter up here counting off the seconds and minutes of your video. You push OK again, it stops the video. Now, if you want to look at them, you go to the next box and push OK. Now we can look at these pictures. And you can see up here, it's telling you what picture you're looking at. Now, I don't know if I'll have two separate sets of pictures or if it adds them all together. That was the two I had, and I guess it adds them together. So now, once this appears on the bottom of the screen, then you can hit OK and you can watch the video. Now, I don't know if it's going to add the two videos together. I guess it does. Now, if you hit OK during the video, I'm rotating the camera to look around inside the engine. Now I can hit this and freeze the video. This is the important part as far as I'm concerned. Right here, under the head of that bolt, to me it looks like there's a crack. Like the bolt is coming loose. It's starting, kind of like the camera just did. It's starting to back out. So I've contacted a couple of my sources. One tells me I can't get parts for that engine anymore. It's Brown and Sharp. It's a Briggs & Stratton. I'm thinking Brown and Sharp machine at the shop. One of my sources say, no, we don't have parts for that anymore, can't get any. My other guy I called said, yeah, we can get parts for it. I need an exhaust valve, it's burned up. And I'm gonna call Ace Hardware, I can get parts through them, and I'll see what they say. We'll see if I get 2 out of 3, and maybe I'll go that route. But this is what I like, mainly what I use these for. Like I said, my other one probably only has a 10-foot cord on it. This one has 50. Now, if you want to erase these pictures, once you're into the mode, oh, it's hard for you to see with the glare. The mode of video with the numbers at the bottom, I believe you just push and hold this. It'll come up delete. It's hard for you to see, but the delete is highlighted, so I want to go to delete all, and then OK. Then it gives you a chance to back out. OK, and delete. And the pictures are gone. This one would be nice for checking out, for a plumber, for checking drains. They say this works good, and when you have a clogged drain, you can stuff it down your sewer pipe and see what the problem is. I don't think I'll do that, just in case I have to give it away. Oh, the little attachments. When I looked at the camera, I seen it. You shut this off. On the end of the camera, you can see a large, where it steps up, it's a larger diameter. You unscrew that. And there's your threads for your attachments. You kind of keep this on here to protect the threads. If you're never going to use that and you're doing what I'm doing with it, you might want to take that off. when I was filming inside of this engine to check, I bent this a little bit to get up over one of the stiffening frame in the sump in the bottom of the engine. It's not just flat and hollow. They've got framework in there to stiffen up and strengthen the bottom of the engine. When I tried to pull this out, this got caught. And I really had to work on it to get it out of there. I don't know if it was the back of the camera, which this is a little larger, or this ring. But when I use mine, I take this ring off and I put a little tape around here, probably some duct tape, to make that like a taper. And then it comes out without snagging and catching on something. But this is semi-rigid. It kind of helps when you're shoving it down a pipe. I can see where contractors would get use out of this to get inside of a wall. Electricians to run it down the conduit to see what the problem is, why your fish tape is getting caught. There's just unlimited for one with this much wire. It's just basically unlimited on what you can do with it. Something big on TV right now that and the wife had ours done about 2 years ago. Cleaning your ductwork and your furnace. And they show them with a camera like this on their hose they shove through your ductwork to blow the dust down into the furnace where they have a large vacuum hooked to it. And it shows it all blowing away. Well, they can actually see what they're doing. When they do your house, they don't have that camera on there. So how do you know if they really did a good job? Well, this would tell you. And if I get time to play with it, I may go in and shove it down my ductwork and see how good they really did clean my ductwork out. Because they weren't there very long. It didn't take them long to shove that air hose down the ducts, and a couple of hours they were done. So it would be very useful, and the price of it, they're like $199 on Amazon. And I'll look that up for you. But what I want to tell you first, today is October 19th, 2023. We're going to give this thing away November 1st, 2023. And all you have to do to win it is send me an email to jimsfixitshop@gmail.com with your name and phone number. That's all you need to do. Oh, title of the email, Endoscope, because I have multiple giveaways going at the same time and I need to keep them separate for what you're entering to win. But go on, if I can, I should have had this looked up ahead of time. I have these things. Here's a I don't know if this is Amazon or not, tell you the truth. And you can tape this onto a fish tape if you're having trouble shoving it down a pipe or a piece of conduit. I have a fish tape that's 100 feet long, so it'd be plenty long to help this down and around some elbows or 45s. Okay, I found the Amazon link, and by the way, it will be in the bottom of the video after I post the video. But there's a couple of things on here I forgot to show you that are quite useful for what I use this for, is you go into the settings of it, and you just use your arrow again. You can see the photo is on right now. That's video. That's your album where you can see all your pictures, and this is settings. You hit OK. Now the first one is the resolution of the camera. And I have it set at the highest resolution. It's either a 1280 by 720 or a 1920 by 1080. For some reason, once in a while when I turn this on, it changes the resolution. It goes back to the one that they have set up at the company. My furnace is going to kick on. So you just push one of the arrows, it'll jump down. You push OK, now you're in the higher resolution. The next one is language. The next one is brightness. That's the screen brightness. The next one is rotation. Now that is what I need it the most for. The next one is format, where you can format it. The space that's left on your card and what version it is. We're going to go back up to rotation and click OK. And we'll turn this camera on something where you can tell the tools back there. You can tell that they're upright the way they're supposed to be. All right, now you hit these arrows. Now what this one is doing, it's flipping the picture from right, not really right to left. How would you call that? Then the other arrow, now it's upside down, and it's flipping it again. It flips it. I thought it did it every 90 degrees, but it looks like it flips it 180. It's either upright or upside down, right or left. I don't know how you would explain that, but it really helps you find what you're trying to look for inside of an engine. When it's upside down, you have no clue, okay, what's this part? I suppose you could turn the camera upside down, but sometimes that's pretty hard to do when you're working with 50 feet of wire. But that's the other thing I wanted to mention to you, is the settings on it. Then hit OK again, and you can get out of it and just go back to what you were doing. And for what it costs, I think the picture of it is very clear, especially when I was inside the engine. I don't know where I got a $199 price from, but if you go on Amazon, and this is the link that they sent me, and here's the link. Right now it's $129. But then there's a box down here that's saying you apply a $30 coupon. So that's gonna knock this thing down to $100. And I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe I should go through this and see what it actually does. Let's hit that button. Then it takes me to some page where I haven't seen before. You have a 2-year protection plan for $16.99. And let's scroll down here and see if we ever come to a price. It has a 4.3 screen. You get the hook and the magnet, 50 foot of wire. Maybe this will tell me actually what model this is, because I haven't been able to find a model. They have all different models. Some have sound, some have zoom on the camera where you can zoom in. You really have to read the description to see which one you really want. Okay, now maybe this is the model number. I don't know what ASIN is supposed to stand for, but that sure looks like a model number to me. I'm still not down on the bottom of this thing yet. That's where it's supposed to give me the price. Oh, there's the bottom. And I don't see a total price. This is some reviews by different people. I don't know. I'm assuming that $30 promotional will come off of the $129, but I can't swear to it. There is some numbers on the outside of this box that I didn't know what they were. Let's see if it matches up with these. Looks like BOC5C. BOC5C. So that is the model number for this particular, that's my phone, for this particular camera. So when it comes down to it, is it worth the price? I'd have to say yes. For 129 bucks and maybe hopefully $100, it's a heck of a deal. It's something I use a lot, not this particular one because I just got it, but the one that I bought, I use a lot for checking inside of engines. We'll stick this thing back in this case. I usually unplug it because it's a little easier to get in the case without all this heavy wire. The wire weighs like 4 times what this does. And we'll put this back in here and zip it up. And hopefully maybe I'll end up being able to keep this one if they send a winter one. I'll definitely let you know on that. So I have to say, yeah, it's a good deal. I love mine. I use it a lot. Not just for looking in engines, but I was working on my car last summer. I wish I would have loved to have it at that time because I had a really nice Swiss Army knife with scissors and all kinds of, the wife got me, but it was still a small, thin one. And I had to cut a connection on my old Blazer to wire something else in, and I dropped the knife and I could hear it go clunk, 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 and it never did hit the ground. So I'm assuming after I drove it for another month or two, it's probably laying on the road somewhere. So I wish I would have had this at that time because I would have put the little magnet on and I would have went down and got my knife. But they are useful, they are handy, and like I said, read the description on them and get the one you want, because I've watched a few videos online and they have different settings on it as far as, I think one had volume. I'm not sure about that because that would be awful hard. The microphone would have to be on the actual box, not the camera. And it did have zoom on the camera. That would be nice. So you can let me know what you think. Oh, now I see a sticker on the side of the box I never noticed before. And that has a different number on it. That is not the same number that's on the front. So I don't know what if that's a model number, but I have no clue. I'm gonna say this is the model number of the one that's I've got. But read the description, it'll tell you what it comes with and what it doesn't. So until next time, work safe, have fun, and I'll talk to you soon. So long.